to another video here on Squadding Quads, and we're going to have a closer look at the BetaFPV LightRadio 4 that we demonstrated in the Air65 Wisp video earlier on today. And I did make a bit of a mistake. I called it the LightRadio 3. It's actually the LightRadio 4, and it's new out today. And as you can see, mine's been heavily used. You can see by these sort of fingerprint marks and the fact we are missing one of the trim buttons. It has been heavily used since I received it back in April. Now, because I received it so long ago, and because I received it so far before they've actually released it, it did mean, or it does mean, that I didn't receive a box with it. So I can't show you the unboxing process, but we can have a look at a dedicated video and we can walk around some of the details of this controller, because I think this, when you pair it with something like the Air65 or any other sort of tiny whoop, such as even the Air75, you've got yourself a really nice compact little bundle. And especially, like I say, with Christmas being on the horizon, there may be a lot of people who are wanting to get into the hobby, who want to do it as cheaply as possible. This, I don't know the exact price of it, because like I say, I've had it for so long and it's only just come out today, so I'm not 100% sure of the price, but I do know it's going to be a budget option. It's got ELRS in it, but looking more specifically at some of the details of the specs, you've got a 10-channel remote control. It comes in either grey or grey-blue, which is Twilight Limited Edition. The gimbals are potentiometers. There is also a whole version available in the Twilight version. These are the potentiometer versions, and in all honesty, I don't really have a massive issue with them. It uses ExpressLRS 2.4 GHz, and you can adjust the power between 25, 50 and 100 milliwatts. At 25 milliwatts, they say the battery will last about 8 hours. Now, if you're just flying it with a tiny whoop and you're keeping it really close to yourself, that's not really going to cause you any sorts of issues. You can connect it to a simulator, of course, because it's got USB. The USB will also charge it as well. And it's got a built-in 1S 2000 mAh Lipos. At maximum maximum power, which is 100 milliwatt, that battery will last you around about 4 to 5 hours. And as I say, about 8 hours at 25 milliwatts. It weighs 210 grams. You've got dual trims here, and it supports 15 watt charging as well. You can even plug this into your phone, like I showed you in the summer with the simulator only version of this, and this will work on your phone on the go as well. Although I said at the start of this video I didn't know what the price was, I have just received an email from BetaFPV telling me that this standard version is $45 and the Twilight version with the whole sensor gimbals is $50. I don't think that is a bad price whatsoever for what you're getting here. So on the top of this, as I say, it's got 10 channels, but you've got a 2-position switch there and a 2-position switch there. You've got a 3-position switch there and a 3-position switch there. And then you've got 2 momentary switches here. And it is so easy and simple to use. One of the most difficult things with ELRS that people generally tend to struggle with is the understanding and the setup, and well, this takes the majority of that away from you. All you need to do is follow the guide we had in the Wisp video, bind it, set up your switches in Betaflight, and that's it. It's done. There's nothing else that you need to do. Obviously, you can change parameters and adjust things if you want, and we'll have a quick look at the configurator that BetaFPV have got for that now. Just let me move over. Just very quickly before I do, I have just noticed as well that there is only going to be 1,000 available of the Moonlight, or the Twilight version. So if you are considering spending that extra $5, do it before they sell out, is my advice. It's entirely up to you, of course, absolutely, but that's just so you've got the information. Okay, so once it has downloaded, we're just going to click on it to install it, and it's going to bring up this little window here. And then we're just going to click through these, we're going to accept this, we're going to press next, and we're going to let it install to wherever it wants to install to, and we're going to ask it to create a desktop shortcut. And then once we're installed, it asks us, do we want to open up the program? So we're going to say yes to that. This is the program where you can update different things from BetaFPV. So you can click to activate configurator for radio transmitter, and that will change it to that one. And click to activate configurator for flight controller board. Well, we want it for the RC controller because that's what we've got So what we do is we turn it on and we just plug in the USB at the bottom. And up the top it says COM0 handset, and we'll just press connect, and it should. Oh, it says please make sure your LightRadio is powered off. It's been a while since I've used this, as you can probably tell. So we'll try that again. Okay, so in here now, you can obviously see which channel is set to which, and you can adjust and change them if you want. I probably wouldn't do that at this moment in time. If you've got an issue with the dead zone, this is actually stopping at 2, look. So if we add a 2% dead zone, that will just make it a little bit smoother. So you can change it from mode 1 to mode 2, but you'll need to change obviously your springs and things. Sorry, I'm just moving the mouse out of the way. In here it tells you, do you want the internal RF on or off? So you can turn it off if you don't want it, but obviously I'd advise you leaving it on. It tells you all of the different options. It's set to 100 milliwatts. The packet rate is set to 250. You can change the packet rate, so the lower the packet rate, the slower it will react, but the further distance and penetration you will get. The higher the packet rate, the less distance and penetration you'll get, but the more alive the sticks will feel, and that's quite important for analog. It's not so much important in my opinion as it is on digital. But that's a really quick look at the configurator. It tells you up here as well, look, so unit type, the module type, the hardware version, and the firmware release version, 17th of the 2nd 2025. So it's not been updated since. I don't think it needs to be updated. Like I say, I've been flying it since April. I should have plenty of videos to release in the coming weeks, and you'll see this as stick cam. I've just had to, for obvious reasons, hold them back because I couldn't admit that this thing was even in existence. But that's a bit of a whistle-stop tour of the configurator, how to install it, why you wouldn't necessarily want to go in here. There are other ways to change it, but yeah, you can do it this way, and this is probably the easiest way. And don't forget to hit save and reboot, of course, if you have made any changes. So that then was a closer look at some of the details of the brand new BetaFPV Lite Radio 4. It's a super cheap budget option to go with your brand new tiny whoop to get you into the hobby nice and cheaply. Sure, there are kits out there that do include transmitters, but this is a little bit of extra quality, and if you go for the special edition version, you've got even nicer gimbals on it as well as a nicer paint job. As always, I will leave a link in the description down below. It will be an affiliate link. It will help the channel if you decide to purchase anything from the BetaFPV website. If you use that will help us, but don't feel obliged to. It's not a problem. If you've got any questions whatsoever, please do drop them in the comments down below. But until the next video, you've all been absolutely amazing. Peace out. YouTube and I have had a chat, and we believe that this is the video that you'll like the most, so watch it and let me know if they're right.